Awesome, awesome, awesome. What is going on, everybody? My name is Katie Brown, Chairman 10 here inside of I Am Mastery Academy. Got some of the squad here with me today. We've been working all day. Super, super excited, guys, for everything that's going to be happening this week, guys. We have an entire week of crypto free trial. If you have been trying to learn about cryptocurrency, if you've been in the space and maybe you already know enough about crypto, but you want to grow, guys, this is the place and the time. We're going to be doing this all week at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I am super, super excited to be opening tonight's call and to be introducing to you guys our speakers for tonight, our educators, literally the individuals that I learn from on a daily basis. Okay, guys? So real quick, before I get into that, though, a little bit about myself, guys. I've been inside of this industry, learning how to trade and with this company now for about 3.5 years. Actually, the summer of this year, 2022, Happy New Year's, guys, is going to be my 4th year inside of this business. Guys, I'm only 25, and honestly, I'm so, so grateful that I put myself in a vehicle and in a position to grow at a very young age. Okay, a lot of us kind of just wait for things to pass us by, or we wait for the perfect time. And honestly, guys, this here, what is happening right now, is the perfect time with the perfect individuals, literally just like oozing out, ready to learn. I'm just as excited as you guys are. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring on our next speaker. This person's actually like a brother to me. This is my personal mentor. I remember when I first got started learning how to trade, I didn't even know what a pip was. And you guys are going to learn that tonight. But this individual literally broke down all of those things to me. He took the time, he had the patience. And because of him, I am where I am today. I'm able to teach the individuals that I'm able to teach on a daily basis. And being a part of this company has honestly just changed my life. So I'm super excited for you guys. Get your notebooks, get your pens ready, take notes, guys. Really just absorb like a sponge all the information that's going to be given to you guys today. I'm excited to hear from Mr. Kurt Cobain as well. But with that being said, our soon-to-be Chairman 50, one of the best traders and leaders inside of this organization, Mr. Mike Sotero. Thank you, bro.
Let's go. I appreciate the opening, and welcome everybody to tonight's call. You know, Katie's story is powerful because I remember meeting her at FIU when she was taking a look at crypto and trading and investing for the first time. And, you know, tonight you're going to get some information. You're going to get access, most importantly, to really what we're doing. Maybe a friend invited you, maybe a family member. And what I want you to do real quick is to send out an invite. Okay, the call is almost maxed out. We have thousands of people on the call now. You may not see that on your screen. So John, if you can turn the chat box on, and I want you guys just to put in the chat real quick what city or state or country you're tuning in from. So if you think there's not a lot of people on this call, you're going to see we have people literally that want to learn about crypto from all around the world. You know, crypto has no borders. Crypto has no owner, right? And as you can see, there's people from every single continent. So we can turn the chat box off. But guys, I'm very excited. I've been in these crypto markets now for about almost 5 years. And just like a lot of individuals start off, it was from skepticism to I got to try it out myself to now being one of the educators here for a company that's doing very well, that's impacting people all around the world. And you guys can see literally, boom, turn that off for a second, from all around the world. Now, what we're going to talk about here tonight with this free trial the whole week is really the inside access, right? When you're a part of our academy, what do you get access to? Now, there's a website here I want you guys to write down. And before we get into the information, understand number one is we're not affiliated with any of these cryptos. And number two is we're not affiliated with any broker, any exchange. Everything myself and Curtis Cobain are going to share with you here tonight is strictly educational purposes only. Now, you may be saying, well, Mike, how long has crypto been around? Yesterday was actually the 13th anniversary for Bitcoin. Now you're asking, well, Mike, well, what's a Bitcoin? How does it work? You know, my grandma said it wasn't going to work at a Thanksgiving, Christmas. She said it wasn't going to work. And I'm still a little skeptical. Okay. Understand that crypto was created without one person, you know, making all of the decisions, right? Crypto is decentralized and Bitcoin was first, right? Bitcoin is technically, or it's digital money, right? And Bitcoin was the first project where people were able to send or transfer. So let's say I wanted to send Kurt Cobain or Katie Brown, you know, $1 million or $10,000. The traditional ways I would have to go into my bank. We're probably both going to get flagged. They're going to ask a lot of questions, the fees, all these things. Now, Bitcoin has something called a max supply, meaning there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. You guys heard yesterday from Crypto Picasso. Now, what me and Kurt are going to talk about here tonight is how you could build a portfolio. And if you know what projects to put in that portfolio, what a lot of people are doing is they're just holding. They're just sitting on their crypto bags, right, per se. And what most people don't understand is that if you're in the right projects, if you have the right education, you could actually get that crypto creating multiple streams of income for you. Now, yesterday, you guys heard from Crypto Picasso, Nick Gomez, and they talked about Bitcoin. They talked about what it started. Now, what we're going to share with you here tonight is something called altcoins, ALT. Okay, so anything that's not Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. And you had Ethereum that showed up to the party, right? If I asked you guys, do you know about Ethereum? I'm sure some of you guys will have said, yeah, I've heard about Ethereum. I've heard about NFTs. I've heard about DeFi. We're going to get into that here in a second. And where Ethereum came into play about 7-8 years ago is it was the first project that you could build on top of it. Now, when you look at the price of Ethereum about a year ago, ask yourself what you were doing, because at a year ago, Ethereum was right around, we're on ETH's chart about we'll go even 2 years ago. I'll give you some more time here. In the summer of 2020, price was about like $100. Okay, January of 2020, 2 years ago, price was about $100 to $200. One Ethereum now is about almost $4,000. Now you're saying, Mike, I don't have 46K. I don't have 3,800. How can I get involved? Well, number one is you don't need a full amount. You don't need 46,000 to buy Bitcoin. You can buy fractions. And what we're going to show you this week is how you can make money, whether Bitcoin and these projects go up or down. Okay. And then number two is you can go into a sector of crypto called DeFi. Okay. Now, DeFi is very simple. Okay. Think about the financial world, right? Think about the financial world, but on the internet, right? Think about what your bank's going to pay you. Okay. Or think about what your bank paid you last year in interest. And there's places in DeFi. Okay, there's places in DeFi where you have the ability, okay, to out-earn your bank. Now, there are projects in DeFi that allow you to do things like lending and borrowing. So let's actually show you guys a little bit here, okay? I want you to think about this for a second. What if you could go to the bank and without being prejudged on how you looked, without going into a bank and them checking your credit score, you had the ability tonight with the right information to essentially become that bank where you could lend your crypto out like what the banks do with all of our money, and you could start to earn an APY. APYs will change, and obviously we're not affiliated with any project like Aave. With Aave's platform, you have the ability to deposit and to earn interest. You can see some of the APYs that certain cryptos are paying out. Now, you also have the ability to borrow against. Now, this is the key here, and this is why you want to pay attention. And this is what we teach on our sessions, is you have the ability to borrow against your crypto. So instead of going to a bank where they're going to prejudge you and all these different things, they're going to ask what your credit score is. Maybe you messed up when you were 18, 19 years old, right? I've seen some friends, I'm 27. I've seen some friends make some very bad decisions, and they have like a 300 credit score. A bank's not giving them a loan. Well, in DeFi, you have the ability to create a wallet, have ownership of your crypto. You see, what a lot of people, if you're new here for the first time hearing about this, what majority of people have not even understood is that if your cryptocurrency is sitting on any of these exchanges, you don't own your crypto. I'm sorry to break it to you. If your crypto's on Coinbase and Coinbase were to disappear, say goodbye to your crypto. If Kraken or FTX or KuCoin want to say, hey, we're going to stop allowing withdrawals, we've seen that before, your crypto's stuck there. So what we're gonna kind of share some information with you is you're going to want to make sure that you're protected. Now, Ledger, okay, and once again, our company, myself, Kurt, Katie, not affiliated with Ledger. You're going to want to have ownership of your crypto. And what we teach you guys on our sessions, and I'm going to explain that in a second, is how you can actually have possession. Where if something happened to an exchange, you have possession. Okay. You have possession of your crypto, and you can have it in a ledger. You could have it in a MetaMask wallet, and you can go from your wallet into projects like an Aave, where I have the ability to lend and borrow. See, there's 3 words I want you to write down here. Just tonight, to keep it very simple. Okay. You have the ability, number 1 is to lend and to become that bank. Number 2 is you have the ability to borrow. And then there's a 3rd word I want you to write down. And this is what we teach you guys on our Go Live session. So when you become a student, right, when you get access to whoever invited you to tonight's call, you're going to see that, myself and Kurt, Nick, Picasso, we have an entire academy for crypto. Okay. I had a mentor years ago. He said, Mike, show me, your friends and I'll show you your future. And whoever invited you on tonight's call, they're not here to sell you on an academy, sell you on this platform. They're going to do it with or without you, to be honest. But they're giving you that opportunity. Whether you decide to do it is up to you. So you're going to have access to a whole lineup of educators that teach everything, right? Whether it's Forex, right? Options, e-commerce. Myself and Kurt, we're 2 of the crypto educators. Okay, you guys heard from me yesterday. Crypto Picasso, Nick Gomez. So if you wanted to watch one of our sessions, you could actually go into our channel. And what's amazing is you don't have to go on YouTube and listen to people that you're not sure if they're qualified to teach. You can plug into Go Live, which is the Netflix of trading. And what we're doing on here is we're teaching, we're educating about different projects in the market. So when our students, or when the markets experience a pullback or a drop, they're not on the other side of that falling knife. Okay. And they're also, they also understand how to protect their crypto assets, which is the most important thing. What is it to have a bunch of crypto and you lose it all because you just didn't know about a ledger or a DeFi wallet? So Go Live is going to be the Netflix of trading. When you get access to whoever invited you, you would get started with them. This is going to be key. Now, what a lot of the educators have done, okay, in my personal channel, people are saying, well, Mike, I want a starting point for DeFi, let's say, right? Decentralized finance. What we've built is we've built these courses. And inside of this course, there's an 8-day course here that you get access to for free that literally gives you the starting point. See, tonight you may not know anything about Bitcoin, nothing about crypto. This entire week was designed to just show you the inside look, show you what you're going to get access to when you get involved. And if you decide to do it, it's completely up to you. So the good news here is that you're going to have mentorship, right? Mentorship is that shortcut to success, they say, right? So you're going to have access to Go Live, number 1. Number 2 is there's an app in your app store or Google Play Store called SwipeCoin. Now you're saying, Mike, I love what you're saying, but there's 12,000 cryptos. There's Shiba this and Shiba that and Doge this. What do I buy? And here's the good news is we're not going to tell you what to buy and what to sell. But what we're going to do is what myself and Kurt for the entire company, right? Hundreds of thousands of students, is what we do is we send out exchange ideas. Now, this is not a financial advice. This is not say, hey, go buy what we tell you to buy. But what we do on the back end to save the single mom time, what we do on the back end to save the person that has 3 jobs time is we do the research. Is we spend a lot of time, okay, going through and vetting out certain projects. So for example, let's just look at a recent one here, Chainlink, okay? Chainlink was sent out on December 10th, and we were looking for a potential zone to purchase this asset. Whether you do it is completely up to you, by all means, okay? Now Chainlink, and let's actually pull this up on this chart over here. And you can see here that this green line was our entry. Now, from the exchange idea that was sent out on December 10th, okay, we were looking for an entry around $19. December 20th, we were around 18. And you can see the results for yourself. This is how to build a portfolio. So on the inside of this company, of a company that has hundreds of thousands of students, is we're not only educating, but we're also showing you real projects that have real use case, that have real utility, that are being used, not what your next door neighbor thinks is the next Bitcoin. You guys get what I'm saying here? So with this app SwipeCoin, I encourage you to download it here tonight. You're going to get a username and a password. And when you get started with our academy, you're going to have access to a whole list of different exchange ideas. Okay. Who you're going to hear from in about 3-4 minutes, individual who's been in this game for a long time, longer than me, called out a crypto at a couple cents called Polygon. Okay. As an exchange idea. It's not a couple cents anymore. Okay. Now, understand that crypto is always changing, right? You hear about DeFi. That's what I focus on my sessions. You hear about NFTs and the metaverse and all these different things. But the problem is that there's not a centralized place that teaches everything. Well, you just found it, okay? You just found a centralized place or decentralized place, right? That teaches all of those things on all of these sessions, right? We have Mr. Nick Gomez that teaches on Mondays about the metaverse. You know, let's actually open up the chat box real quick. Drop a 7 if you've heard about the metaverse. Craziness. Thank you guys for participating. I really, truly appreciate that. Okay. On Mondays, Nick actually goes into the metaverse on Go Live in his session. So if you want to learn about that, you have access to that, right? Zach and Jordan teaching about utility with different projects. So this is where you want to spend some time. Okay. Now remember that third word is the last word I'm going to go over. I'm going to pass it over to one of the greatest to ever do this, is staking. So we talked about lending. We talked about borrowing. Now in cryptocurrency, inside of DeFi, right? Inside of DeFi, there's something called staking. Okay. And what staking means, and I'll just explain this to you guys, is you can get rewarded for holding certain cryptocurrencies and earning a yield, earning interest for just holding. Now, what the average person's crypto portfolio is made up of are projects that don't allow you to do that. So you're holding all this crypto and it's an emotional cycle. Market's going up, market's going down, and you don't even know what's going on. You're listening to yourself. And when you're broke and struggling financially like I was 5 years ago, that's the wrong person to listen to, right? So what we're going to show you are different projects like a Solana where you can stake, you know, for 6-7% APY, right? A Polkadot, Terra, right? There's a project. Let's actually pull this up. There's a project called Anchor, and this is an easy example for you guys to understand. ANCH. Understand how staking works. So when you're building your portfolio around the right projects, okay, there are places in DeFi, okay, and this is just one place. Okay, this is just one place where you can, let's pull this up here real quick, where you can earn. So UST is a stable coin. What does that mean, Mike? It's just like think of the US dollar, but a crypto called UST, okay? And you can earn here 19.447%, right? For just holding this crypto. Now, the majority of people in the world don't even know that. So whether you do this or not, hopefully you're getting some value here tonight. Like, really think about that. How much has your bank paid you in the past 5 years? There's thousands of people on tonight's call, and I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of having to go to my bank. I'm sick and tired of being questioned to send a wire. It's my money. And I get security and I get that. But here in crypto, it's borderless, it's permissionless, and you actually have ownership of what you're doing. And is crypto the only thing you should be investing in? That's not what I'm saying here tonight. But I'm saying you want to keep an eye out on it, because I believe where the markets are at today, I believe Bitcoin at 46,000. Okay. I remember 2020 in March, it was 4,000. And people say, well, if it went back to 4, I would have bought. in 5 years, people are going to say, well, if it goes back to 46, then I'll buy. Okay. I believe, and I'm going to pass this thing to Kurt Cobain here in a set right now, is I believe, and this is just my opinion, is I believe that this is just getting started. I believe that there's real use case inside of these markets, but it's so important that you're plugged into the right community. It's so important that you're involved with people that, you know, have some vision. And whoever invited you on this call, you should send them a text right now, and you should text them, thank you for inviting me to this call. And you're going to want to get started, and John will go over that at the end. So guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to step out the way. I'm actually going to be back tomorrow to teach about leverage trading. And I'm going to introduce you guys to somebody that's been in this industry, been teaching, educating. He's been all around the world. We're about to do a whole, I think 14 or 15 country tour. Literally, it starts next week. We're doing US, and then we're going to Europe and then Latin America. And Mr. Curtis Cobain has been in this industry, and you want to learn from people that have the results, right? Mr. Curtis Cobain has that, and he's going to share with you the next few minutes some other parts about this academy that make it special. So Kurt, brother, I'm gonna pass it over to you and take it away. And guys, real quick, drop some threes in the chat box for Mr. Curtis Cobain.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on, family? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to be here with you tonight. So just know, ladies and gentlemen, everything that my bro Mike Sotero just broke down for you guys is 100% facts. The entire situation that we have in front of us right now will not repeat itself. You will not have a reset of Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these other cryptocurrencies. This is one of those scenarios where the early adopters will be the ones to make the rules. The early adopters will be the ones, you know, splitting up and, you know, breaking down the spoils at the end of the day. And what we realized is education is our greatest weapon and our biggest downfall. All right. Not enough people are educated about this space, but the people who are educated about it become extremely hungry and extremely enthusiastic about it. Right. Myself and Mike, we teach 4 times a week. We want to make sure that we give as much of ourselves to make sure that anybody who's excited about this can get the information and apply it. And it's more about making sure that you guys understand it than it is about saying, hey, here's a trade, there's a trade. It's all about getting the skill set down pat. We want to make sure that your children's children can pass this down after you've learned it and share it with your family, your families, your loved ones, your spouses, your community, because we know how important this information is. When financial wealth transfers take place, most of the time, minority groups or the impoverished are the last ones to hear about it. We ain't having that on our watch, not even a little bit. So we want to make sure that you guys get everything you need day one-stop shop. So what I want to do really quickly is I want to kind of break down what exactly is an altcoin, right? What exactly is happening inside of the market when we keep hearing about these altcoins or these different projects that are supposed to be taking off and making all of these gains. Like, how exactly does this stuff work when you're getting involved with it, right? So one of the first things you have to understand is when you hear the word altcoin, it simply means anything that's not Bitcoin. Simple. That's just straightforward, right? Nothing extra about it. It just means anything that's not Bitcoin. So when we understand altcoins and what the benefits of altcoins are, it can definitely behoove you if you dive into this early and often and make sure that you're really here to be a student and just learn about it, right? So what are some of the greatest, benefits of getting involved with altcoins? Well, one of the first things is Bitcoin. It's scarce. We love it. It's phenomenal. It's like the reserve currency of the cryptocurrency space. We can't get enough of it. It's pretty much set the tone. It's the brand of crypto, if you will. But one of the things about Bitcoin is it's already above, $40,000. At one point, it was above $60,000 last year. Everybody wanted to get a Bitcoin, even grandma. But when we realized that Bitcoin's price point kind of got out of the reach out of the normal mom and pop, we had to make sure that people didn't feel like they were left out or this was something that had pretty much just left them behind or they missed the boat. The biggest thing you have to know is when we get into altcoins have the potential to outpace Bitcoin, okay? So we can actually build out a portfolio of projects that can actually go further than or go faster than Bitcoin and allows us to, get a lot of, results and have a lot of yield from those projects. And then we can double back and potentially purchase a full Bitcoin at a later date. So the name of the game is always try to accumulate as much BTC as possible, but we want to make sure that you guys have an understanding that some of these projects are phenomenal. Now, I would be remiss if I did not talk about one of the top altcoins in the world, which is Ethereum. All right. Ethereum is phenomenal. It's beautiful. I love everything about it. Now, I'm not an ETH head. I'm not an ETH, ETH maximalist or anything like that. I just really, really love innovation. Okay. When you talk about Ethereum, it's one of the first projects that's really just given us so much use case in the cryptocurrency space. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find another project that does more than Ethereum does, right? For some of you guys that have portfolios now, you know, if it wasn't for, you know, Ethereum, we wouldn't be talking about NFTs right now. If it wasn't for Ethereum, we wouldn't be talking about DeFi right now. If it wasn't for Ethereum, we wouldn't be talking about decentralized exchanges right now, right? If it wasn't for Ethereum, we wouldn't be talking about staking as much as we are right now, right? So a lot of the innovation that's come into crypto has been birthed through Ethereum's blockchain. Now, I get it. Some of you guys are saying, but Kurt, this thing's already at almost $4,000. I ain't got $4,000 lying around. You don't have to have $4,000 to get involved with this. Neither do you need to have around $40,000 to get involved with Bitcoin. You can buy fractions of a project if you deem so, but I want to make sure you guys are understanding the purpose behind certain projects like Ethereum, right? So one of the things I love about Ethereum is people look at this and say, well, Kurt, it doesn't even have a max supply. It doesn't even have a total supply. This thing's the equivalent of a digital US dollar. Then you got to hit them with the aha, if you ever seen Coming to America. So when you understand that these things don't really make a big difference with how Ethereum works, right? And I'll explain this to you guys in just a second here. So there's a website called TX Street that I love to utilize when I'm teaching people about cryptocurrencies and, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum in general. You'll notice here on this site, we got these little South Park characters wearing Christmas hats. And on the left side of the screen, we got Ethereum's blockchain. On the right side of the screen, we have Bitcoin's blockchain. And these little buses represent blocks being added to the blockchain, right? This road is the blockchain. These little buses are being filled up with transactions, right? Boom, another block on Ethereum's network goes on, gets added to the blockchain. You'll notice these little South Park characters, each one represents a transaction, okay? Same thing over here on this side. Every one of these South Park characters represents a transaction on the Bitcoin network. Notice how they're just slowly adding on to the buses. Now you'll notice how Ethereum's network is moving what? A lot faster than the Bitcoin network, right? This is one of the benefits of altcoins. They have a lot more use case and a lot more utility than Bitcoin, and it gives us a different lane to utilize, right? Not every cryptocurrency is created equal. All right. Now, Ethereum is so beautiful because even though we don't have a max supply or a total supply, here's what I want you to remember. Ethereum has a protocol added onto it called EIP 1559. You can look it up when we're done with the call. EIP stands for Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559. EIP 1559 states that every time there's a transaction completed on the Ethereum blockchain, whether it be through staking, whether it be through swapping coins, whether it be through minting NFTs, whether it be through utilizing a decentralized exchange, whatever you want to do on the Ethereum blockchain is going to cost you a little bit of gas fees, aka Ethereum. Once you do those transactions, a small amount of ETH gets burned off the network, right? So this is why they don't have a max supply or a total supply, because the amount of Ethereum that's fluctuating inside the network is constantly moving, constantly in flux. There was at one point a time where we were burning more Ethereum than we were actually creating. Could you imagine that if that happened to the US dollar? Every time you went out and spent $1, they burnt 2 cents of it, right? You would just stop spending money because you would think, okay, this dollar is about to become extremely valuable. Let me hold on to this. That's what's happening right now on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, notice, like I said, every one of these transactions, every one of these characters, represents a transaction. As I scroll down here, notice all these pending transactions, family. I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling here. I'm still scrolling. This is a lot of Ethereum potentially ready to be burned off of the network, okay? This is why I get so excited about projects like Ethereum, because yes, it may be at almost $4,000 right now. But if we look at the scenario, the use case of this is getting bigger and bigger, and it will continue to grow and thrive. This is not Ethereum's final form, right? We have ETH 2.0 on the way out this year. We have a lot of people coming in and simply just holding coins, staking coins, putting them aside, which also gives Ethereum a much more stable price point. What I want you guys to understand is this is not the last rodeo for these projects, right? These coins are going to continue to get more innovative, more creative, more use cases. There's going to be more Ethereum being burned at a faster pace the further we get into the future, family. These price points you see, you're going to kick yourself at some point for not taking advantage of these when you could. So I want you guys to really be mindful about making an informed decision once you decide to get involved in this space. If you already are involved in this space, congratulations. Super excited to work with you once you're ready to come into the classes. But these things that we're talking about are going to help you start to progress a lot better and utilize some of the different tools that we're talking about, especially when it comes down to tokenomics or breaking down things when it comes to research and really just diving in and getting things really, squared away with the right kind of research, right? So some of the stuff that we talk about, it really does go a long way for people, but I want everybody to know here that the knowledge that we share with you guys is simplistic. It's broken down into small, digestible chunks. We know everybody here is at different places in life, right? You guys may be full-time students, full-time business owners, full-time parents, full-time investors, or all the above, right? We want to make sure that we have done the work for you guys to keep things simplistic and duplicatable, right? The mom who works a job and goes to school and still make sure the kids' homework and everything is done before, they go to bed, may be too tired to break this down and teach their daughter or their son, but they can sit them down in front of the videos and they can learn just as efficiently as she did, right? So we want to make sure that we can make things simplistic for that person, right? Also, the mentorship that you get here. I honestly feel like that's one of the most underrated things that we don't talk about inside of the academy. You're going to be rubbing elbows with 6 and 7, even 8-figure earners. I don't know if you guys got a rich mommy and daddy way out in Coconut Grove, but most of us, we had to get it out the mud. So I want to make sure that you guys are excited and enthusiastic about where we're headed in this space and how you can come in just being coachable and teachable, plugging into the classes. And even when we have, live events, big venue events that we can come out and meet each other, you guys get to ask those questions to the people that already have the results that you're looking to get, right? And I want you guys to understand this as well. Your environment is stronger than your DNA, okay? Your environment is stronger than your DNA. When you get around this kind of community, when you get around this kind of information, you're going to be surrounded by people that are going to be rooting for your success because you get immersed inside this echo chamber of success and research and enthusiasm for getting the information and getting the knowledge, right? A lot of times you guys can be just stuck in a rut because you're in the same environment and people around you don't want more. They just happy and content where they are, right? Comfort zone is a beautiful place. But nothing grows there, right? So we want to make sure that you guys are in a constant state of growth because we know anything in the universe that stops growing does what? There you go, right? So we always want to keep you guys growing, evolving, elevating, and excelling to new levels, right? So just wanted to get that out real quick and make sure you guys are really, tuning in for the right reasons to getting all the information you need. Now, one of the other things I want to talk to you guys about is when we do research here, we make sure you guys have the opportunity to come in and benefit immediately from the tutelage that we give you guys, right? So one of our newer strategies that we have right now is the alt-fi strategy. You guys will see it here inside of the DCX scanner. And you'll notice that once you come into alt-fi, we have a breakdown of different pairs here, right? We have, Cardano, we have Tezos, Polkadot, Luna, or Terra, and Solana, right? And we break down different ideas for you guys, right? Some of the latest ones were Cardano, Tezos, and Polkadot. Take a look at what's going on right here, right? Samsung has just gotten exposure to Cardano via a new partnership. This news hit today, right? You're going to get access to this kind of information immediately. This isn't, a week later, now we decided to take advantage of it. No, one of the last ideas we just had was for Cardano an hour ago, right? Here, Polkadot an hour ago. How convenient. If we go check out Polkadot right here, telecom giant integrates with Polkadot blockchain ecosystem, purchases dot tokens. When did this happen? Oh, that's right. Today, family. You're not late to the party. You're coming in right when the things are happening. You guys are getting bleeding edge information the moment it takes place, ladies and gentlemen, right? And it's not just, learning how to research and get the news right away. It's about understanding how to apply it on a chart, understanding that the ebbs and flows of the market typically repeat themselves. It's up to us to make sure that we can simplify what the market's doing, because when you're learning how to trade, you're really just learning the language. That's all this really boils down to. The market speaks in a very different way. You just have to make sure that you're patient enough to learn the language, because once you have it, it's a wrap after that. Nobody can come in and take it from you. This skill could pay you for the rest of your life if you allow it to, because in order to become a consistently profitable and confident trader, it requires that you be patient and disciplined enough to just simply have a strategy, have a method, and not deviate, not get emotional, not get upset, utilizing the proper risk management. And it requires sometimes that you just have to be around the right environment so you can adapt and assimilate new habits, right? It's very difficult to learn something like this when you've never seen it before, right? You've been groomed your whole life to have a job, right? We've been groomed our whole lives to have employee mindsets. When you get around this kind of information and these kind of individuals that have done this for a while, and we're plugging in and we're getting all the knowledge, one-stop shop, you have to humble yourself and allow yourself to be taught, right? And I know this is a new year. A lot of you guys are going to be, out here finding new jobs or new hustles. I strongly suggest that you don't miss out on where the world's money is going. right? I talk about this stuff all the time, but we break down things where we see the US dollar has been losing its value year after year after year. And honestly, if you know anything about supply and demand, when there's more of something, it's worth less. They've been printing a whole lot more money lately. So our spending power is getting lower and lower and lower, right? Inflation is the silent thief of every bank account, right? If you're still leaving your money in the bank hoping for the best, that's the issue. And this chart here stopped at 2013, family. We're here in 2022. They're still printing money, right? So we want you guys to make sure that you're putting your money in the right places early and often. One of the other things is, if you'll notice here, this is the largest companies in the world in 2020. You'll notice some of the biggest money movers are what? In the tech sector, right? And this is why we're so excited about cryptocurrencies, because we're seeing companies like Facebook just rebranded to Meta, Microsoft getting involved. Right now, we're seeing Apple building out a metaverse. Do you know what coin Apple is using to build out their metaverse? You don't, because you haven't been in classes. This is exactly what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, right? Google is looking to assimilate a lot more information right now. Visa and MasterCard and PayPal all have already integrated cryptocurrencies, right? This is where you have to be ahead of the curve. But if you're not plugging in and you don't have access to the right communities, you're going to be on the outside scrolling through YouTube University, crossing your fingers and toes, hoping somebody's giving you the right info, right? This is super important, family. A lot of times people who are teaching you things have an agenda, right? I don't gain anything by you guys coming in here having a beautiful portfolio. All I want to do is make sure that somebody can get the information the same way that I received it, and they can change their last name for the rest of their lives, the rest of their lineage. Right? I want to make sure we got pictures of us over our fireplaces by the time we're 70 years old, right? Everybody's looking at grandma and granddad like legendary, because you did the work when it counted, right? We've always been on the last end of the stick, or short end of the stick, when it comes to getting in the right side of financial movements or the wealth transfers. We're not having that anymore, right? So one of the things I want you guys to understand is as well, when the cryptocurrency markets make big moves, they typically move in three waves, right? We saw back in 2010, 2011, prices made three waves up, and then we broke down, market reset, 3 waves up, we broke down, market reset, 3 waves up, broke down, market reset. We just had our first wave. Our second wave is literally underway right now. We may have 1.5 more waves left. If you don't even know how to navigate the markets, how can you tell how many waves we're in right now? Because you haven't been in the classes, right? So we want to make sure that you guys are really understanding. This simply just requires you to show up, be coachable and teachable, right? Also, when the money's flowing through crypto, wouldn't it be nice to know that it flows through Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, then the large caps, then the alt season fully runs? This is why a lot of times you guys see those meme coins taking off, all those hype projects that don't do much, but they run. If you don't know how the cycles work, you get caught holding a bag, right? A lot of you guys are still holding on to all these animal coins. Your portfolio looks like a petting zoo, right? Or Noah's Ark. We want to make sure we eliminate that, and we put you guys into the right kind of projects that are getting the partnerships, getting the use case, right? So when we're talking about getting involved with a Cardano, we're talking about getting involved with a Polkadot, it's not because, ooh, it's so hype. It's because that's where the big money's headed. And why shouldn't yours be there already as well, right? So it's all about making sure that you guys are informed, you guys are empowered, you guys feel confident, and that you can do this on your own after you're done watching the classes, family. That's how this all boils down. So I know I get excited. I get really passionate about what this is, because I know what it's done for myself. I know it's done for my family. I know what it's done for my team. So I want to make sure that you guys are really coming in with the right expectations. Nothing about what we're talking about this week is going to be get rich quick or hurry up and put your money in and buy a Maserati and a mink coat so you can walk around here looking like Huggy Bear. I want to make sure that you guys are empowered and understand that this is about building a skill that no one can take from you, because once you understand how to move your money and navigate the markets correctly, this becomes something that's just more like muscle memory over time. You just do it and it makes sense, right? And you understand the risk to reward of everything that we talk about here, family. So without any further ado, I want to bring up one of my brothers, Mr. John Guam. He's going to close the call out for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Now, understand, what we do here is incredibly impactful. It's incredibly important, but it really requires that you guys are just coming in with the right expectations, family. Be a student and you can go very far. If you come in saying, hey, where's my trade? Where's my entry? We're not going to be able to help you, because you have an instant gratification mindset. Once you get into the delayed gratification mindset, this is how wealth is built, right? The quickest way to get to where you want to go is slowly, right? Because along those stages, there's little things you need to learn so that you can know how to navigate if something does go wrong or something isn't looking correctly, right? So without any further ado, John, are you there, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass off to you, family. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, pay close attention to what this brother's gonna break down for you, because this is gonna be game changer if you allow it to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Fire. Everybody drop some 777s in the chat box for my brother Kurt, and also Mike, for just giving us an immense amount of value. I'll tell you something, Kurt. Every single time I'm on a call with you, I'm always learning something new. Like, there's always something that I'm learning on every single call, man. So I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, guys, that these guys have consistent value that they're providing you on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? And something I kind of want to touch up on and kind of go back to what Kurt was really breaking down was mentorship. You know, we always say there's no shortcut to success, but the only real well-known shortcut today, I really believe, is mentorship and education. You know, more than 80% of people fail in anything, guys. You know, whether it's trading, marketing, whether it's real estate or college. Look at the graduation rates for most colleges today. It's like 20, 30%, you know, and the biggest reason people don't really win is because they don't have the proper mentorship and tools. And the beautiful part about, you know, the academy that we're actually involved in today, you know, we have multiple different strategies, multiple different educators that can kind of customize and help you and lead you in the path of having success. So that way you're not just another statistic. So the last thing I'm going to go over here, guys, I just want to ask you guys 2 questions. These 2 questions changed my whole life back in 2016, and I guarantee you they're going to change your life. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, how are you adapting in this day and age? Right? I always say in times of change, it's the learners that will inherit the world, while the learned will find themselves beautifully equipped in a world that no longer exists. You're either adapting with the times or you're going to be forced to be left behind. How are you adapting in this day and age? Because if you fail to adapt with what's going on in the entire cryptocurrency space, okay, it's not going to wait for you, right? You're going to be left behind. So ask yourself that question. How am I adapting in this day and age? And the second question, what vehicle are you in? And is the vehicle that you're in today, regardless of the cryptocurrency space, is it going to go out there and help you become wealthy in the next 2 to 5 years? Life is all about vehicles, right? You could have the best NASCAR trader, best NASCAR driver in the world go up against the worst NASCAR driver in the world. But if you had that best NASCAR driver in the world in a broken down, okay, vehicle, go up against the worst NASCAR driver in the world in a brand new 2020 Lamborghini, and you had them go up against each other in a race, no matter how great each other driver is, it wouldn't matter, because the guy in the Lamborghini would win the race. So cryptocurrency trading, right? The academy is just another vehicle for everybody here to be able to get from point A to point B. You know, to get involved with the entire academy today is only $325. So go back to the person that got you on this entire call. Thank them, number one, for the education and information that's worth, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. But on top of that, let them know that you're ready to get started. And if you have any questions, but I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in today. And I want to welcome you to the I Am Mastery Academy. Watch out for day 3 tomorrow, where we're going to be going over margin trading with Sean and also Mike Sotero. So save this link and make sure you bring other friends on board. Appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.